There is a deception that goes on out there. You can see it on social media in the form of memes. And the deception goes like this. If you cost me my peace, you have to go because you're too costly for me. Is this movement, this meme movement called protect your peace? Now, it appears to be a good message that your mental peace is quite important. You need to guard it. And you would say, yes, of course. If someone comes around and they always bring trouble and they leave you mentally drained, you shouldn't be involved with such an individual. Absolutely. However, where's the context? Let me explain to you. Let's say now in a neighborhood, there's a lot of child abuse going on. And the adults who enact child abuse are not addressed by the community. Everyone pretends like it doesn't happen. And that's why everyone has ease. Because they convince themselves that it's a safe and lovely neighborhood, even though they're enabling child abuse. And let's say now you are an outsider and you come to that neighborhood. And you can clearly see that there are a lot of adults out of line. And there are children that look scared. So you're troubled by it, as you should. But when you mention it, people attack you, saying, man, don't come around here with that bullshit. If you come around here to bring trouble, just please stay away. We don't need that over here. And you think, what? I'm not starting any trouble. I can clearly see there's trouble over here that needs to be addressed. But here's what you don't understand. Those people there, they don't have any peace. They only have ease. And the way they maintain their ease is by denying reality. So everyone there, you can see they are at ease. But the only reason why they are at ease is because they are enabling the violence and they pretend like the violence does not exist. So, who are the victims here? The victims are the children and teenagers that are being abused, and when they cry for help, they are denied. Why are they denied? Because the public doesn't want to deal with it. They want to be quote-unquote left alone. So what if you're in that neighborhood, people will tell you, if you come here to bring trouble, please stay away. We need to protect our peace. Are those people credible? Are those people good people? No, they're not. They are collaborating cowards. That's all they are. So they have no peace because they can't seriously look in the mirror and be in agreement with what they are doing. They have to come up with excuses to remain at ease. That's why when you're an outsider coming in, they only want you to come in if you're willing to comply with their code of silence. So look, if someone has genuine peace and they want to stay away from troublemakers or negative situations, okay, that's legitimate. But when people are part of the problem and they don't want to face this, they just want to be left alone, now that's illegitimate. They have no peace to begin with, only have ease. But what I've noticed in the world is especially the collaborators who can talk about protecting my peace. No. They have no peace. They don't want to be mentally disturbed by their own negativity. They just want people around them that excuse their cowardice and that excuse their pollution. The moment they encounter anyone who calls them out, they get troubled on the inside, and they don't want that. And then they'll project their blame on you. Look, there's a difference between attacking someone and calling someone out. Saying to someone, you're an effing asshole, or whatever, that's attacking someone. But if you ask someone, Roger, how come you always expect people to behave and all of that, but anytime you disregard people, you have some reason for it? That's calling someone out. The thing is, people that collaborate with negativity, they don't want to be called out. So anytime you call them out, no matter how loving and how considerate you do it, they will see you as a problem, because of you now they need to face things, and that makes them uncomfortable. There's one thing I want you to understand. Some people out there, the only thing that they are concerned about is their psychological comfort. Anything that disrupts their psychological comfort is seen as an enemy. And they don't care whether that psychological comfort is legitimate or not. There are a lot of people out there who only have psychological comfort at the expense of someone else. And they have excuses for it being that way, and they don't want to change. You calling them out will make you the troublemaker. So this protect your peace movement that you see on the internet is actually a deception. A lot of people look at the memes and think, hey, indeed, if someone causes trouble to you, just cut them off because you need peace in your life. It sounds true, but only in the right context. If you are a collaborator of evil, then you don't deserve any peace. You should be troubled because you should repent and comply with justice. But in this world, those that collaborate with evil, they insist that they are innocent, even though they know deep down inside they're not. So they are more unstable than anyone else. And especially those unstable people who come up with this quote-unquote standing up for yourself attitudes in which they claim that they are the victims that need boundaries to protect themselves. No, they're not. They're collaborators. If they were innocent bystanders or innocent victims, and you would call them out, they may become uncomfortable, but they will admit you're right. This is wrong. This doesn't add up. But when they're collaborators, they insist on playing innocent. And the moment you don't fall for it, they lose it. They lose it on you, but they will lose it on someone else. So, stop enabling collaborators. It's not always easy to recognize when someone is a collaborator. But the moment it's confirmed that someone is a collaborator, then keep your safe distance from them and do not engage. Such people will only bring tragedy and ruin to you. And they will always excuse themselves for the pollution they bring. They know that they are accursed. And they are accursed by their own attitude. Nobody accursed them. They've accursed themselves. They know it. And still, they won't look for solutions. So they just want to siphon away strength and peace from good people, from others in a better state than they are, without any regard to what it does to those people. Listen, when people become collaborators, treat them as collaborators. What do you do with collaborators? You keep them at a distance, you excommunicate them if they become too dangerous, and in the world, there are times they even execute collaborators, especially when it comes to treason. Now, we are not going to execute people. I don't recommend you do that, so don't. But what we do is we ban them from our fellowship. Simple as that. We need to learn to do these things more often. Someone that is dysfunctional because they keep calling things out, and because they were wounded, someone that's wounded and therefore dysfunctional is at least calling things out with their dysfunction. That's different from someone who just collaborates because they want ease all the time. Do not entertain collaborators, ever. Well, that's it for now. Keep on agreeing with Christ and be at peace.